This video is all about making these princess carriages. First, we start out with the wooden circles I bought off of Amazon. It is 3 per carriage, and here I'm going to show you exactly how I glued them together, starting off with 2. Now, hot glue, you want to make sure that you position them first before you glue anything, as most projects are. It may not be perfect, but you want to try to center them off as best as you can. And then you lift it up a little bit and put hot glue on it, as you can see me doing now. Move it over slightly and put the hot glue. You don't have to necessarily wait for it to dry. You could wait about 5 seconds to let it dry a little bit before you add the 3rd one in there. As you can see, I added it under the 2. You want to try to position it out as best as you can. Put the hot glue and slide it over. You're not going to be able to fully cover the hot glue because you don't want to pull it too much and break it. So it's okay. That's what the spray paint is for. And once again, you just hold for a couple seconds. For these, you don't really have to wait for them to dry. You can add a little more hot glue like I did, just to make sure it's safe and doesn't move. And you just want to try to make sure that you remove any extra hot glue pieces that are dangling. Anybody who works with hot glue knows that there's always strings that you got to pull apart. So as you go throughout the project, just make sure you get rid of all those strings. And if you need to make any adjustments, make sure to do so before the hot glue fully dries, because once it dries, it's going to be really hard to move and you don't want to break anything. But this is how the circle looks. Make sure everything is good before you move on. Next up is the bases. I got these foam bases from a delivery box. It was included in one of the packages I ordered, so it was figured it would be easier for me to use. However, if you need to buy foam bases, I suggest getting the flower bases from Dollar Tree. The flower foam like squares. And you're basically just hot gluing it on to the base. Pay attention to the position of the carriage because you do not want it to be slanted. And when you hot glue it on, just make sure you're holding it as straight as possible. It does take a little while to dry, so I recommend holding it as long as it dries, probably for about 30 seconds to a minute, as you want to use as much hot glue as you can to make sure those carriages stay on there well. You don't see me, you're not going to see the exact time that I held it for on here, but like I said, hold on for as long as you can. And this is the final product. Next up is spray painting. I didn't record myself actually spray painting, but spray painting is self-explanatory. I use these glitter strips from Dollar Tree to cover up the foam bases, just to add a little bit extra pizzazz to it. And if you're doing a double layer, you want to make sure you cover it up fully. And then I included some of the flower props that I used. I used a lot of flowers. It probably took about 30 bunches of flowers. The flowers I got from Dollar Tree and also Walmart. The glass slippers, crowns, and little beads I got from SHEIN. I didn't record myself putting on the decored pieces because it would have been a very long video if I did so. But I just basically did it by eye. I like to make each centerpiece different, so I tried to include different flowers in each one. Alternated where I put the glass slippers and crowns, as you can see. Some of them have beads at by the wheels. Some of them don't. So just make it however you see fit. I thank you guys for watching. Follow, like, subscribe, share, and yeah, hope you have a good day. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me anything in the comments below, and I will make sure to get back to you guys as soon as possible.